Live from the Arkansas PBS studios in Conway, it's Quiz Bowl 2024. Right now, we have the 1A state championship featuring Sacred Heart Knights and Norfork Panthers. Let's go ahead and meet the teams.
Hi, I'm Megan. I go to Sacred Heart. I'm a senior and I'm going to UCA in the fall. Go Bears.
Hi, I'm Becca and I'm a senior at Sacred Heart. Go Knights.
My name is Wade Summers. I'm a junior at Sacred Heart Catholic School. Go Knights.
Hi, I'm Jack. I'm a senior at Sacred Heart and I plan to go to U of A in the fall. Go Hogs.
Hi, I'm Isaac. I'm a senior at Sacred Heart and you'll never believe how many quizzes I'm gonna put in that bowl.
Hi, my name is Mary Claire. I'm a sophomore at Sacred Heart. Go Knights.
Hey, I'm Asher, sophomore at Sacred Heart, and Go Knights.
Hey, I'm Patty Bottoms. I'm the coach of these great kids. No joke.
I'm Ethan Terrell at Norfork High School. I'm a senior, and Skibbity Riz, Ohio, Garton of Van Van, Huggy Wuggy.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Foster. I'm a senior at Norfork High School, and I love the Pennsylvania Railroad.
I'm Erin Woody. I'm a junior at Norfork High School. This is my second time at PBS, and I still haven't met a crap brother.
My name is Brandon Wilbur. I'm a sophomore at Norfork High School, and shout out to my Uncle Ronnie who thinks Jordan is the GOAT. It's actually LeBron.
My name is Charlotte Moore. I'm from Norfork High School. Sacred Heart and Norfork. What is this, a crossover episode?
I'm Shelby Free, a sophomore at Norfork High School, and how you doing?
I'm Carson Beavers. I'm a sophomore from Norfork High School, and Ethan's brain rot setting in.
I'm Ransom Gibson. I'm a sophomore at Norfork High School, and let's win.
They're not only smart, they're funny too. Well, we have 4 rounds of questions before we find out which of those teams will be taking home the 1A Quiz Bowl State Championship. Let's get started with round 1, a 20-question toss-up round. To do that, we're going to turn it over to the Quizmaster, Steve Patterson. Steve?
Round 1.
Well, welcome to this repeat of last year. Sacred Heart against Norfork, and this is going to be an exciting game. I'm looking forward to it. All right, got our hands on our buzzers? We ready to go? Here we go. She was an American artist who suffered from diabetes, which eventually caused her to go blind. She moved to Paris and spent the rest of her life there and became good friends with Edgar Degas and painted mostly impressionist portraits. Name this painter of The Cup of Tea, The Boating Party, Little Girl in a Blue Armchair, and The Child's Bath. All right, Megan?
Surratt.
No. Norfork? It is Mary Cassatt. She was an American Quaker abolitionist and reformer who co-founded Swarthmore College with her husband. She advocated that black men and women should be able to vote. Name this woman who, along with Elizabeth Cady Stanton, organized the Seneca Falls Convention. Wade.
Susan B. Anthony.
No. And became the first woman to be nominated for Vice President of the United States by the Liberty Party in 1848. Ethan.
Truth?
No, it's Lucretia Mott, M-O-T-T. All right, we'll do math computation. Convert the base 3 number 210 to base 9. I need answers. All right, the correct answer was 723. 723. All right, he was an American and English poet of the modernist movement. And he was also a playwright, literary critic, and editor. Andrew Lloyd Webber adapted his Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats into the famous musical Cats. Name this man whose most famous works are Four Quartets and The Wasteland. The answer is T.S. Eliot. This Belgian-made game was voted one of America's best video games in 2023 and features a lot of side missions as the player treks through the Forgotten Realms. Jimmy.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Say it for me again.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Yes. This element is the 19th most abundant element in the Earth's crust and one of a handful of elements known to the ancients. Acetylene and potassium cyanide are among the approximately 10 million compounds formed by this element. Name this element found in group 14 with an atomic mass of 12 and a chemical symbol that it shares with the third letter of the alphabet. Wade.
Carbon.
Yes. It is the female personification of Switzerland and is the Gaulish name of the area before the Romans arrived. Switzerland still has this name in the western part of the country and is on Switzerland's currency. What is the old Celtic name for Switzerland that is also a font selection on your computer? Ethan.
Swabia.
No. Sacred Heart? Okay, Jack.
Ariel.
It is Helvetica. Helvetica. Math computation. Walter's Sports Memorabilia Store has been doing well but needs to clear out old stock. He moves a large number of items to his 65% off clearance shelf. If Sarah bought a clearance price t-shirt for $7 before tax, what was the original price of the t-shirt? Wade?
$11.55.
No. Time? $20. $20 is the answer. In his 1843 book, Fear and Trembling, he said he imagined the anxiety of Abraham as God asked him to sacrifice his son Isaac. He is known for introducing the concept of subjective and objective truths. Name this Danish philosopher who is considered to be the first existentialist philosopher. Isaac.
Nietzsche.
No. Norfork. The answer is Soren Kierkegaard. It is composed of bodies of rock and ice. Found on the outskirts of the solar system, it is believed to be the origin and returning point of comets. Name this outermost collection. Wade.
The Kuiper Belt?
No. Outermost collection of ice and rock structures. Jimmy.
Oort cloud.
That's correct. This James Baldwin novel is one of his later works in which he references a W.C. Handy blues song in the title. Megan.
Go Tell It on the Mountain.
No. It is about a relationship between Tish and Fonny and was Baldwin's only novel which explored the relationship between two black lovers, as well as the failures of the U.S. criminal justice system. Name this novel which references a famous and titular Memphis thoroughfare. The correct answer is if Beale Street could talk. He is considered to be the greatest composer that Finland has ever produced. He composed during the late Romantic and early modern periods and helped develop a strong national identity to fight Russification of his country in the late 1800s. Name this composer of Valse Triste, Karelia Suite, The Swan of Tuonela, and Finlandia. Megan.
Sibelius.
You're right. Science computation for both schools. Uranium thorium decay can be used to date relatively young rocks by looking at the decay of thorium. If the half-life of thorium isotopes in this process is 80,000 years, and a particular rock has 18.75% of the expected initial amount of isotope, what is the age of the rock to the nearest 1,000 years? Answers, please. Ethan?
26,000 years.
Say it again.
26,000 years.
No. Becca?
56,000 years.
No, it's 200,000 years, which is 2.5 half-lives. Question 14. In 1415, Henry V led the outnumbered English army and defeated the French at this battle. Becca.
Agincourt.
Right. It is miscible with water and a viscous liquid which does not naturally occur in nature. In antiquity, this odorless and colorless substance was called oil of vitriol. Name this mineral acid that absorbs water vapor from the air and has molecular formula of H2SO4. Ethan.
Sulfuric acid.
Right. Among several jobs in his life, he was a high-ranking British intelligence officer during World War II before he turned his attention to writing novels. President Kennedy helped his novels become popular when he named one, Wade.
Frost.
No. When he named, gotta find my spot here. When he named one of his favorite, even though much of his work was criticized as sexist, immoral, and lowbrow. Name this author of the children's book Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, but is most known for creating the famous 007 spy, James Bond. All right, the correct answer is Ian Fleming. All right, it was invented in 1839 and became commonly used throughout the 1840s and 1850s. The process of making one used a sheet of silver-plated copper exposed to mercury vapor and then exposed to light. Name this French inventor's eponymous photographic process that, among many others, produced the first documented photo of Congressman-elect Abraham Lincoln in 1846. It is daguerreotype. Question 18. Martin Luther was a German priest whose writings were a catalyst for the Protestant Reformation. The Catholic Church declared him a heretic and ordered his capture. Name this 1521 declaration passed by the Church and by Holy Roman Emperor Charles V. Ethan.
Edict of Nantes.
No. Sacred Heart? Wade.
The Great Schism.
No, I could have accepted the Edict of Worms or the Diet of Worms. All right, math computation. A blizzard deposits T plus 3 over 4 inches of snow per hour, where T is time in hours since the storm started. At the end of the 4 hours, how many inches of snow have been deposited? All right, Wade?
1.75 hours.
No. 5 seconds. Norfork, I need an answer. Brandon?
12 hours.
We weren't looking for hours. We were looking for how many inches of snow, and it was 5 inches. 5 inches. All right. Interestingly, only one of his paintings was inscribed with a date, and that date was 1501. This Italian painted many different kinds of religious and mythological figures and subjects. Name this late Renaissance Florence painter of such work as Mystic Nativity, Fortitude, the Adoration of the Magi, and the Birth of Venus. Ethan.
Botticelli.
Right. And that was the last question in round 1. Do we have any challenges? None from Norfork, none from Sacred Heart. All right, so we're going to go to Christina while we make any changes.
Okay, thank you, Steve. We're going to cut away briefly to do a bit of Quiz Bowl housekeeping, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this with more.
The state's best baseball and softball teams are back in Conway this summer as the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships are live on Arkansas PBS Sports.
That one is lifted to left, and it is gone.
Sends this into center field. It's a walk-off for the Warriors' first state championship.
For a complete schedule and all the ways to watch, go to myarpbs.org/sports.
Today can be a new beginning.
Bright things ahead, darling. Brightness and joy.
That's genuinely classy.
I just want to be right here in this moment with you.
You set kind of a high bar.
I'm just getting started.
Television will never be the same again.
Magnificent.
And we're back. There were no challenges, and boy, do we have a close match going on. So let's get back over to the Quizmaster for round 2.
Well, welcome back. And of course, round 2 is our toss-up with a chance at bonus if you get the toss-up correct. And so we're ready to begin play in round 2.
Round 2.
All right. And by the way, good to have Carson into the game and good to have Asher in. Is that it? Mary Claire's come in. Good to see you, Mary Claire. All right, here we go. Horse-drawn chariots have been used for nearly 4,000 years in combat, but this group of people were the first to use mounted horses in battle. Name this group of people from the steppe region of Eurasia in modern day. Asher.
Mongolians.
No. In modern day Ukraine, Iran, and Russia, who used mounted archers. Ethan.
Cossacks?
No, it's the Scythians. Scythians. All right, math computation. What is the value of the square root of 28 over the square root of 63. Answers, please. All right, the correct answer was 2/3, or 2/3. All right. In Greek, this part of the brain means almond or tonsil and is composed of 13 nuclei. It is located deep in the brain within the temporal lobes and tends to develop far faster in females than males. Name this part of the brain that alerts a person to threats and emotional responses such as fear, anxiety, and Ethan.
Amygdala.
That's correct. All right, so you get the first bonus question, Ethan. And when you give your answers, make sure that I can hear them. Lean into that mic a little bit, maybe. All right, it's called Arkansas Presidential Countries. Oh, pardon me, counties, Arkansas Presidential Counties. There are 9 counties in Arkansas that are named after U.S. presidents. Given one term a U.S. president served and the county seat in Arkansas, provide the name of the presidential county. Number 1. 1817 to 1821, Clarendon.
Van Buren.
No. 1837 to 1841, Clinton.
Van Buren.
Yes. 1893 to 1897, Risen.
Hayes.
No. And 1845 to 1849, Mina.
Polk.
Polk is correct. So 2 out of the 4. You missed Clarendon, which is Monroe, and Risen, which is Cleveland. All right, 3 bonuses left. Let's see if we can get it with this math computation. If f of x equals 3 times the square root of x, and g of x equals x squared over 2 plus 7, what is the value of f of g of 6? Wade.
6.
No. 5 seconds. Answer, Norfork. All right, 15 was the correct answer, 15. All right, this novel is about an African-American, who lives in central and eastern Florida around the turn of the 20th century. Janie Crawford is a strong woman who wants to be more than the wife of someone. Name this ethnographic author of the so-called folk fiction of Their Eyes Were Watching God. Becca.
Hurston.
Right. All right, you've earned your team a bonus called Amendment Mathematics. Okay? Given a set of short descriptions of U.S. constitutional amendments, identify the amendment numbers being described and make the mathematical computations being asked. Okay? All right. Senators elected by popular vote times government cannot house soldiers in private homes, plus pay increases for Congress cannot be implemented until the next election cycle, minus 18th Amendment is repealed? All right, I need an answer, Becca.
57.
That's correct. I don't know how you got that out of all of that, but there you go. People who live outside a state cannot sue that state times president and vice president on the same ballot, plus alcohol cannot be produced in the U.S., divided by must have a warrant from a judge and probable cause to seize a citizen's property. Need an answer, Becca.
32.
No. Jury of peers must determine the outcome of a trial times women get the right to vote times the right to bear arms divided by no cruel and unusual punishment. An answer?
32.
It was close. Poll tax eliminated times president and vice president powers begin January 20th, divided by citizens may vote regardless of race, color, or previous slave status, times one has the right to remain silent. Answer?
40.
No. On that one, I have 160. On number 2, I had 37.5. And on number 3, I had 33.25. All right. That was kind of a long question. All right, here's a toss-up for both schools. At the age of 15, before Rosa Parks, she was arrested when she refused to give up her seat some 9 months before Parks' action sparked the Montgomery bus boycott. Name this woman who did the same thing, but civil rights leaders believed Parks provided a stronger image for their cause. No answers? It's Claudette Colvin. All right, question 27. The author called this short story a tale of ratiocination, or reasoning and argumentation. Inspector Auguste Dupin finds a hair at the crime scene that does not appear to be human. Name this work that scholars consider. Ethan.
Murder in the Rue Morgue.
Judges? No. Considered to be the first modern detective story, a work by Edgar Allan Poe. Becca.
Murder on the Orient Express.
No, we needed the murders in the Rue Morgue. That's part of the title. So, all right, number 28. This island was first seen by Europeans when a Dutch explorer saw it in 1642. The expedition left Jakarta to try to find a better way to Chile and to South America. Name this island off the coast of Australia for whom Brandon.
Tasmania.
You're right. And you've earned a bonus for your team. And that bonus is called the Literary Last Lines. Given a last line of a significant novel, provide the author's name. Oh, my girl, however long you may live, I never can wish you greater happiness than this.
Wordsworth.
No. After all, tomorrow's another day.
Austin.
No. The old man was dreaming about the lions.
Hemingway.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
The knife came down, missing him by inches, and he took off.
Christie.
That one's Joseph Heller. The Wish You Greater Happiness Than This is Louisa May Alcott. And after all, tomorrow's another day is Gone with the Wind, so it's Margaret Mitchell. All right, we have 2 toss-ups to go and 1 bonus left. So let's see if we can get it in these 2 questions. He was the godfather of J.S. Bach's son, knew George Frederick Handel, and is among the most prolific composers of all time. He was self-taught, and his work is considered the transition from the Baroque to the classical period. Name this German composer of Musique de Table, Narcissus, and Germanicus. Brandon.
Mozart.
No. Mary Claire.
Brahms.
No, it's Telemann. Abe Fortas was accused of taking money from political donors, including one that would have paid him $20,000 a year for the rest of his life, which endangered his chance to serve on this body. Judge Fortas was appointed to the body in 1965 by President Lyndon Johnson and served until 1969. Name this body that... Ethan.
Supreme Court.
Yes. So you've earned your team the final bonus. And let me see if I can find it. There it is. It is called Bones of the Human Body. Given the common term of a bone, you give the scientific name. Skull.
Cranium.
Yes. Heel.
Calcaneus.
Yes. Cheekbone.
Mandible.
Or maxilla.
No. And wrist.
Carpals.
Yes.
Good job.
The only one you missed was the zygomatic, which is the cheekbone. All right, and you've taken us out of round 2. And do we have any challenges on the bonus questions? None? Okay, good. All right, so I'm going to read the categories, and then we'll go to Christina for a short break while you choose your categories and make your substitutions. All right, Sacred Heart, you get to go first, and you could choose from these 3. World capitals and currencies. Given a world capital city, provide the currency that the capital city and its country that it's in would use. You might choose royal houses. Given a king or queen of England, Scotland, Wales, or the United Kingdom, provide the royal house that each one is from. And the final one is postal code elements. Given an element from the periodic table, provide the U.S. state that shares the element symbol with that state's postal abbreviation. For example, provided Argon, you would say Arkansas, since they both have AR. All right, you have 1 minute to decide.
Okay, as they decide which category they want to choose, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back after this.
The state's best baseball and softball teams are back in Conway this summer as the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships are live on Arkansas PBS Sports.
As that one is lifted to left, and it is gone.
Sends this into center field. It's a walk-off for the Warriors' first state championship.
For a complete schedule and all the ways to watch, go to myarpbs.org/sports.
This month in Passport on the PBS app.
Piece of gold was all she carried. AC got on fields of evergreen. Oh, with a breeze.
For decades, the Bee Gees created music that defined a generation.
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS app.
We're launching our 2024 New Member Challenge, and our goal is to gain 2,500 new members before June 30th. If we reach our goal, Arkansas PBS Foundation will receive a $45,000 challenge fund provided by generous ambassador Circle donors. If you're already a donor to Arkansas PBS, thank you. We couldn't do it without you. If not, now is the perfect time to join and help us meet our 2024 New Member Challenge goal.
Welcome back. Still a fairly tight match going on here, and it is time for the lightning round. The teams have made their choices, so let's turn it over to the quiz master for round 3.
Thank you, Christina. Yes, we have chosen the 2 categories. Sacred Heart has chosen postal code elements, and Norfork then chose currencies, world currencies, and based on world capitals. So we're going to start with Sacred Heart, and y'all be ready over here for any bounce backs they may give you. All right, they're gathering around, ready to go. All right, here we go. We got a minute on the clock, and the descriptor says, given an element from the periodic table, provide the U.S. state that shares the element's symbol with that state's postal abbreviation. For example, provided Argonne, you would say Arkansas because both are AR. All right, here we go. Molybdenum.
Maryland.
No, calcium.
California.
Yes, cobalt.
Colorado.
Yes, neon.
Nevada.
No, magnesium, or manganese, excuse me.
Minnesota.
Yes, Mediterranean.
Montana.
Yes, indium.
Indiana.
Yes, fluorium.
Florida.
Yes, lanthanum.
Louisiana.
Yes, neodymium. Neodymium.
North Dakota.
Yes. All right, Judge, do you want me to go back and do the extra for number 1 since I mispronounced it? Yes, okay. I'm going to give you one more, Becca. Okay. And that is protactinium.
Pennsylvania.
Yes. All right. So I got that they got 9 out of the 10. Okay, good. But they have one to pass over to you, Ethan. Are you ready? It is neon.
Nebraska.
Yes. All right, now it's your turn to do at least as well with world capitals and currencies. And Becca, y'all be ready for bounce backs over there. All right. It says, given a world capital city, provide the currency that the capital city and the country it is in would use. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Kabul.
Afghan.
Yes. Mexico City.
Peso.
Yes. Budapest.
Hungarian dollar.
No. Cairo.
Pound.
Yes. Jakarta.
Dollar.
No. Baku.
Ruble.
No. Bratislava.
Euro.
Yes. Jerusalem.
Shekel.
Yes. Wellington.
New Zealand dollar.
Yes. And Yaoundé.
Okay.
And time has run out on that, so we won't pass that one over. Yeah. Okay. We're not giving you credit for that one. So I'm going to pass it over to you, Becca. And it is Kabul.
Afghani.
Yes, had to have the I on there. All right, and the next one is Budapest. No. And the next one is Jakarta. Answer, please.
Rupee.
No. Baku.
Dinar.
No. That one is the manat, and Budapest was the forint, and Jakarta was the rupiah. All right. That was a good round for both schools. And at the end of round 3, we have what? Oh, we have a challenge on the floor from Norfork, so we're going to take a moment for that challenge. Christina, why don't you take it away?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Steve. And we are going to bring in our expert, Bill Davis, to talk a little bit about this challenge. Do you know what it might be pertaining to?
I think it has to do with the capitals and the money, I believe. Okay. I believe. And it may, there may be two answers on it because of the way they pronounce it. The pronunciation may have two different ways. That's just a guess. Okay. I'm not sure. But this is a tight enough game that's going to make a big difference.
So talk about that pronunciation. We talked about how sometimes you can challenge with regard to pronunciation and sometimes you cannot.
Yeah, if you've mispronounced it and there is not an option, like for instance, if you were pronouncing a capital to a country, there might be two acceptable pronunciations, okay. Or even the name of a country, there might be two pronunciations. Sometimes, and I've had this happen in the past, I had a player that answered the question by using the Spanish word. I mean, it didn't designate, and they didn't give it to her because the moderator's going to go according to the English.
Right?
We challenged it and said that was a Spanish nation. She gave the Spanish answer.
And it was
correct.
Correct.
Should have been accepted, and they accepted it. They could have rejected it, but they didn't. They accepted it. Okay. So that's the way you can do it. But now if it's like earlier in a game we had a person's name was mispronounced, that's a different story. You can't challenge that.
So fascinating. Okay, so thank you. We just found out that the challenge has been rejected. So we can now go back to the match, and for that we go to the quiz master.
All right, well, you never know when you make a challenge if you can make it work or not. So here at the beginning of the last round of play in our 1A state championship, we have a very close game. 160 for Norfork, and 145 for Sacred Heart. All right, so good luck to both teams. Did we need to make any substitutions? Yes, we are going to sub over here and over here. We're going to go to break while we make these substitutions.
We're launching our 2024 New Member Challenge, and our goal is to gain 2,500 new members before June 30th. If we reach our goal, Arkansas PBS Foundation will receive a $45,000 challenge fund provided by generous ambassador circle donors. If you're already a donor to Arkansas PBS, thank you. We couldn't do it without you. If not, now is the perfect time to join and help us meet our 2024 New Member Challenge goal.
A very close match going on here live at the Arkansas PBS studios, and we are back and ready for the final round. So let's head over to the quiz master and see who gets to win this match.
Thank you, Christina. I appreciate you very much. So here we are with 160 to 145. I know Asher's come into the game, and down here we brought in Shelby. There may be others that came in, and you'll make your presence known by answering lots of questions. All right, here we go. There are 20 questions left, 200 points. Let's see if we can get them all. This art institute was founded in 1919 in Germany by Walter Gropius. His aim was to unify the teaching of all arts under the umbrella of design and production for the machine age. What is this school which employed Van der Rohe, Kandinsky, and Klee, among others? Asher.
Bauhaus.
You're right. See, you're already making a difference, bud. All right, math computation. Circle C has a radius of square root of 12 inches and has an equivalent triangle inscribed inside of it in inches. What is the length of one leg of that equilateral triangle? So time has run out. The answer was 6 inches. 6 inches. All right, this novel features the two 19th century historical people, Jean-Baptiste Lemay and Joseph Projectus Macaboff. It tells several fictionalized stories of historical people and happenings, mostly set in New Mexico. Name this work about Catholic clergy and their stories, a work by Willa Cather. Megan.
Oh, Pioneers.
No. Norfork. It is Death Comes for the Archbishop. Located in Central and Eastern Europe, this feature is over 1,500 kilometers long and ranges from the Czech Republic to Romania. Most of this range is in Romania, with its highest point, the Gerlachovsky Stilt, located Jimmy.
Carpathian Mountains.
You're right. In organic chemistry, these are traditionally known as acetylenes. They are unsaturated hydrocarbons with a formula of CnCH2 N-2. Name this hydrocarbon with carbon-carbon triple bonds that can react twice due to the presence of two p bonds in the triple bond. Wade.
Ethanoic acid.
No. The correct answer is alkeon. This, the commercial ore for this element is called patronite. This element is of a hard silver gray and malleable transition metal. Name this element, rarely found in nature, with atomic number 23 and is located, Jimmy?
Titanium.
No. And is located between titanium and chromium on the periodic table. Asher.
Cobalt.
No, it's vanadium. Vanadium. The PKK is a militant group who uses guerrilla and other tactics to advocate for this nation of people that have been fighting for about 100 years to gain recognition among the world's countries. Name this group whose religious diversity includes Sunni and Shia Muslims. Jimmy.
Kurdistan.
No. Let me finish for you all, Becca. Shiite Muslims, Jews, Christians, and Yazidis, and are a stateless nation of people who mostly live in Iran, Iraq, Syria, and Turkey. Megan.
Kurds.
Yes, that's correct. All right, number 38. This former school teacher had to win a Supreme Court case in Asher.
Scopes.
No. In 1892 to keep the rights to the patent of his agricultural invention. His invention would revolutionize ranching by helping ranchers put and keep animals exactly where they needed them. Name this man who became a late 19th century millionaire from the manufacture and sale of barbed wire. Irene.
Glidden.
You're right. Did I say that right? Is it Irene? Aaron, that's right. Plain old Aaron. All right. It was Charles Dickens' third novel and was about a boy who must support his mother and sister after the death of his father. His mean uncle finds him work. Ethan.
Great Expectations?
No. Finds him work under Wackford Squeers at the Dotheby Hall School. Name this alliteratively titled work where the titular character finally... Megan.
Oliver Twist.
No, the answer is Nicholas Nickleby. All right, question 40. Henri Philippe Pétain was made the leader of this entity in 1940. It encompassed the southern two-thirds. Ethan.
Vichy, France.
You're right. Question 41. He is credited with making American theater into a serious literary form. He is still the only American playwright to receive both a Nobel Prize for Literature and a Pulitzer Prize for Drama. Name this man who has a Broadway theater named for him and who wrote The Hairy Ape, Long Day's Journey into Night, and The Iceman Cometh. The answer is Eugene O'Neill. Eugene O'Neill. All right. He was a Norwegian printmaker and painter who used symbolism and expressionism in the late 19th and early 20th century. He is known to suffer from many mental illnesses during his life. Name this artist whose first work was The Sick Child. but he is most known for The Cry, The Kiss, and The Scream. Ethan.
Monk.
Yes. All right. A timeout called by Sacred Heart? Okay. We'll take a 30-second timeout for the timeout, and we'll go to Christina.
Thank you, Steve. We have a 30-second timeout. I'm going to bring Bill Davis over here to talk a little bit about it because this is a very close match. So what's the strategy? What's the thought behind this timeout?
It's a close match, and I don't think it's decided yet. It's close enough that they can, so they're going to settle them down, the coaches are. But we don't want to forget, these two teams faced each other last year.
That's right. This is a rematch.
This is a rematch. It is. And it's hard to beat a team twice in the finals like this. But I think Norfork might be trying to pull it off. And so far, they're ahead. But we watched earlier where a team was behind the whole game, Atkins, and right at the end, on about 4 questions, they pulled it out. Sacred Heart might do the same thing. It's
so remarkable to me how calm everybody is because I know inside there's a lot of fast beating hearts and tension going on because it's incredibly intense to watch. I can't imagine what it's like to be up there.
Yeah, and there's enough questions left. It's anybody's game.
Okay.
So the coach is up there saying, look, this is what you got to do.
Well, the timeout has been completed, so we are going to go ahead and send it back to the quiz master to wrap up the end of this. Steve?
Thank you, Christina. We're going to continue our final round of this match for the 1A state championship with question number 43. The British and French drew up a secret treaty in 1916 that was, Ethan.
Sykes-Picot Agreement.
You're right. This German philosopher has been misinterpreted about what is arguably his most famous quote. First using the phrase in his book, The Gay Science, in 1882. His quote was about how enlightenment had changed how we can view the divine. Name this philosopher. Ethan.
Nietzsche.
Yes. Math computation. A function f of x equals x cubed minus x squared minus 8x minus 4 crosses the x-axis at x equals -2. Factor the expression x to the third minus x squared minus 8x minus 4. Answers, please. Wade.
Open quantity x minus 1, closed quantity. Open quantity x squared minus 4, closed quantity. Open quantity 2x minus 1, closed quantity.
No. And time ran out. All right. The correct answer was quantity x plus 2 times the quantity x squared minus 3x minus 2. All right. It contains both a titular bulb and suspensory muscle that is divided into 4 parts. This hollow tube is approximately 10 to 15 inches long in human beings. Name this C-shaped first section of the small intestine in most vertebrates and is made up of the jejunum and ileum. Jack.
Sphenoid colon.
No. Ethan.
Duodenum.
That's correct. Born in Ohio in 1894, this man moved from New York in 1925, where he got a reporting job for the New York Evening News. His career took off when E.B. White submitted some of his drawings for publication. Name this American author whose most famous works include the Broadway play The Male Animal, an autobiography, My Life and Hard Times, and the short story made into a movie called The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Ethan.
Johnson.
No. Sacred Heart? Jack.
Smith.
No, it's James Thurber. James Thurber. All right, he was called the father of us all by Matisse and Picasso. He was a French artist and post-impressionist painter whose paintings and type of art ushered in the newer 20th century styles. Name this artist who painted, among others, The Murder, Pyramid of Skulls, The Boy in the Red Vest, and The Bathers. Aaron.
Degas.
No. Sacred Heart? It's Paul Cézanne. He attended the Naval Academy and was a nuclear submarine officer for 7 years until his father's death forced him to return home to manage the family farm. Name this former Georgia governor who was the first, Wade.
Carter.
Yes. And a math computation. Solve for x. X squared plus 10x equals 5. Okay, Jack?
X equals 5 and negative 5.
No. All right, the answer was x equals negative 5, negative or plus the square root of 30. All right, and that's the end of the game as Norfork, unless there's some challenges, has won the state championship 230 to our runner-up Sacred Heart with 175. Congratulations to both teams. All right, Christina, we are ready to go back to you.
Most definitely a congratulations to both teams. What a match. And again, it was a rematch, so it's been so much fun to watch this all go down. We will be right back after a short break, so don't go anywhere.
Sustaining membership is an easy, convenient, and affordable way for you to support the programs you love on Arkansas PBS. Sustaining members make an ongoing monthly contribution from either their checking account or a credit card. Simply choose the monthly amount that fits your budget, and then call or go online and we'll set it up for you. Your donation will happen automatically each month, so your support will always be current. Need to make a change to your monthly gift? Just call or email us. You're always in control. Knowing we can count on a certain amount of revenue each month helps Arkansas PBS better plan for the future. Call or go online to start your sustaining membership right now.
We are so lucky to count on you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. Thank you. It's really terribly kind of you.
We are just, beyond grateful for the support that we get.
I'll always be so grateful for everything you did for me.
This is one thankful count.
And welcome back. What an incredible matchup. So congrats to both teams here. I'm with Carolyn and Melinda and friends with Arkansas Governors Quiz Bowl Association, and we have awards to give out. So let's get to it.
So we are so happy to present the Class 1A runners-up to Sacred Heart Quiz Bowl.
Round of applause. Can't forget the big check. Yes, congratulations. You guys did great.
And then our state champions for 1A, Norfork High School.
Congratulations, you guys. You did wonderful. And the big check. So make sure we get that. And you guys get a banner. So hopefully you can display it proudly when you get back. So round of applause for both teams one more time. You guys were fantastic competitors. And some all-tournament themes to share?
Yes, we also, the other competition on this was the third place team, Alpena, and the fourth place team, Armorel. And we don't have a long list for all tournament players. We have the MVP, Ethan Terrell from Norfork.
Congratulations. That goes to Ethan. There's your awards.
And one more, Braden Minyard from Armorel.
Congratulations.
Team.
Okay, one more round of applause for everybody, all the participants, all the players, and always a shout out to the coaches as well. So thank you all very, very much, and congratulations. Up next, we have the 2A State Championship with Hawes Hall Bentonville taking on Lifeway Christian. That's coming up in just a few minutes right here live on Arkansas PBS.